Hi, so today I'm going to be doing a little information about shomer negiah, which is a Jewish practice, specifically the Orthodox sector and the more traditional Jewish people that do practice this, and it is just quite literally the abstinence before marriage. And so it's not that this is necessarily weird to most standards, but it is almost a little radical. And so I think just diving into that is something interesting, because I think that we have, as society, moved away from such a modest, conservative way of presenting ourselves, especially women. So I will be, for research, I read a lot about women's experiences that practice this and how they feel they benefit from it, how it has taught them a lot about themselves. And so, yeah, a lot of people, to start off with, practice it to begin with just to strengthen their closeness to the religion. It takes away everything else when you can just solely dial in on focus and put all that energy towards practicing your religion and, going to the temple and reading the Torah and everything that comes along with that. Especially for the Orthodox Jews, there are a lot of other outside factors and rules that they have to follow. And so this is oftentimes used for that. But on the same note, it is a personal choice as well. And a lot of people, specifically the women's stories that I have read, do it to kind of just preserve themselves. And specifically, one of the stories that I read contained and I struggle to use this word anecdote because it's anything but a personal story about how sexual assault led them to understand the power behind shomer negiah and the power of having a say. And I find that very interesting, because I feel like a lot of the times in social media and the context of today's world, especially in America, it's there's nothing wrong with being provocative, and there's not. And I think it's just very interesting to see the promotion of such conservative values, not politically, but just in general. So yeah, and in the Orthodox world, typically there's different levels that you can be at in your religion and how much you have progressed through it. So starting off, you would typically start off in what they would call prison. And a lot of women use this as the motivation to get married, because they feel like they are imprisoned, because they can't have sexual relationships. I mean, they can't even hold hands with men. And this is not, I want to clarify, this is not just exclusive to Judaism. Most, when you get to the more traditional practicers of a religion, oftentimes they are practicing abstinence as well. Monks are abstinent. Nuns. So it's really, I think it's just very interesting to go to show the dedication to it. Also, at the same time, it is a choice of the women and man who are doing it. And while that may not always be the case, for a lot of the people that I was reading, it was, and they were very happy with that choice of getting closer to their faith by remaining abstinent from sex, from just any relation of the opposite or same sex. If that was, and while it's not typically accepted, I just have to clarify, in the Orthodox Judaism religion. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I think it's very interesting, and I hope this provided a little bit of insight.